everybody. Welcome back to the Royal Read. So glad that you decided to come by and see what I am reading on today. But please go into your settings. And if you hadn't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you'll know when I upload and give me a thumbs up if you enjoy my content. If you don't enjoy my content, give me a thumbs down. It is about participation over here because hate only motivates. All right, let's get into the read. Even though the read is going to be a little shorter today, because I had such a busy day, I meant I was going to bring you a read today. And when I was doing my research for the read, coming up with my read for the day, I came across two articles that were written, in the past couple of days, both articles about Prince Harry. But you wouldn't know that reading the articles, because one article was written by Richard Eden in the Daily Fail, and the other one was written in People, and it was written by Janine Henney and Aaron Hill. And as we do the read, I am going to show you how different these two visions of Harry really is. And we all know what the real Harry is, the real vision of Harry. And it's going to be determined that it doesn't have anything to do with what Richard Eden is talking about. Richard Eden is obsessed with Harry and Meghan. Every post on X, formerly known as Twitter, is him having Harry and Meghan in his mouth, trying to bait squatties into his post. I must say, I have participated at times. My self control is not always 100, but here lately it has, because I have been serving up dust to Richard Eden and his nonsense. But today I thought I would give him some attention because he wrote this history revising, revisionary article. And let's get into this article for a moment, and then we're going to compare it to an article that was written by Harry in 2012 when he received an award, and Colin Powell gave him the award. And this was prior to the Invictus Game. Now, in the article, they said that it was 2004 when he established the Invictus Game. No, he did not establish the Invictus Game in 2004. Because if he established it in 2004, instead of it having its 10th anniversary, it will be having its 20th anniversary. So I think they kind of got that wrong. But the gist of the article is still the same. Harry has been doing good things way prior to now. And it was just fine and dandy with the royal rodents over there. And when Harry was under the umbrella of the royal family, it was just fine and dandy that he would get awards as long as he was under the umbrella of the royal family. But the minute he steps out from under that umbrella, all of a sudden, everything he does is self serving. Well, let's get into this article and we'll speak more. Okay, Richard Eden. If Harry had any decency, he would hand back his controversial award and give it instead to someone who values self sacrifice and service before personal gain. So basically, he's saying that Harry has no self sacrifice. He don't, who has, so somebody who has self-sacrifice. So that means Harry has none. And he put service before personal gain. Okay, let's read a little farther. When the Duke of Sussex gave his first speech after quitting royal duties in 2020 to seek his fortune overseas, rewriting history. That's not the reason Harry left and went overseas. It was not to seek his fortune. It was because they had drove and bullied his wife until the point where she wanted to unalive herself. That Harry was on the well child stage crying when he was giving a speech. He was so hurt by the lack of support that that family had gave him, and their continuance to feed them to the wolves. So you can miss me on this one. They didn't leave to seek their fortune. They left because they were bullied out. But these people want to rewrite history, just like Spare doesn't exist, just like the Harry and Meghan documentary doesn't exist. The interview that Harry gave to Oprah, what was it in that documentary there about mental health? Like all of that doesn't exist. Harry in that documentary, let me stop, because I done got, I get hyped up and I get where I can't even spit the words out. In that documentary, Harry said every ask was dismissed, ignored. That's why Harry and them left. Nobody wanted to help them. But this thing wants to rewrite history and said Harry was so self-serving that he left the royal family, did not want to do his duty because uh he chose he didn't choose service before personal gain. That's what he want to say. We'll read a little farther. Our hope was to continue serving the Queen, the Commonwealth, and my military associations, but without public funding, he told guests at a charity event in West London. Unfortunately, that wasn't possible. And you know, he wrote this paragraph and just stuck it in there. This is what he's trying to ignore, but he put it in there like, why? He's saying that Harry didn't want to uh serve the queen, and he wanted, it was all about personal gain. He said he didn't have any self-sacrifice, and then he turned around and put in what Harry said in his speech when he left. He wanted to continue to serve the queen, but without pay. So y'all wouldn't hound him by every penny and would talk about how Megan was going to have a yoga studio in Frogmore Cottage with a yoga floor on it and all kinds of stuff. And we saw pictures of that cottage. And that cottage, it was it decent? Yes. But the ceilings were so low, it wasn't all that. And it definitely wasn't all that from where Megan came from, because we also have saw Megan's house prior to when she was living in California. She had a house in California. And also we saw the house that she was renting in Toronto. Megan was living good. Harry was one that was living in the shack. And Frogmore Cottage was not a flex. It was decent, but it was not a flex. And Megan was not impressed. And they got mad with Megan because Megan wasn't impressed. But then he gonna stick this paragraph in here that disproves his whole article that that Harry did want to go on and serve the queen, and he just stuck it in there for no reason, you know, to disprove what he's trying to prove. That goes to show you how stupid Richard Eden is. Let's go on. Prince Harry will have been further wounded, says old friends, to see his brother, Prince William, handed the role of Colonel in Chief of the Army Air Corps by their father, King Charles, in a colorful ceremony. Everything that he is writing, he's disproving his title of this nonsense article. Did you just hear what I read? Saying Harry would be wounded because William was given, not earned, given the title of Colonel in Chief of the Army Air Corps. Now, William, he is perfectly fine with William uh, getting awarded for nothing, stuff that his daddy gave him. But he has a problem with when other people want to give Harry his flowers that they feel that he has earned, and anybody with two eyes, two ears, and two brain cells would be able to determine that Harry deserves. But two brain cells over there between the British media is hard to find. Very hard to find. And that proves also what we squatty suspected in the first place. That this whole bang, this whole production of Charles going over there, rejecting Harry, rejecting, not seeing Harry, but in turn going over there and giving William the colonel in chief of the arm air corps, the old regiment that Harry was in, giving that to him for nothing. He didn't earn it, he just gave it to him. But he is just perfectly fine with that. But Harry has worked tirelessly for 10 years in building up Invictus, but he got a problem if somebody recognize Harry for it. Harry is self serving. Harry is seeking personal gain because he's seeking to um, take care of his family. I don't know what they consider, self serving or personal gain, but we call it making a living here in America. We all have to do it. Evidently, over there is something different. My UK squatties, what? Answer that for me. Is making a living self-serving in the UK? Or is this BS of the highest order? And I know the answer because I know UK people work just as hard as American people. We have to make a living to support our family. That is what Harry and Meghan is doing. And he's calling it self-serving. But yet and still, just as cool as he can be with William getting rewarded and accolades for something that his daddy gave him. And Harry created the Invictus Games out of whole cloth, out of nothing. He made this organization that centers wounded veterans and has made a success out of it. But yet and still, he somehow doesn't deserve the Pat Tillman Award. And in my I can't I think it's like 2, 3 videos back, I went over some of the previous recipients of the Pat Tillman Award. You know, they wanted to say, well, Harry didn't deserve it because he wasn't American. Well, two people that I, you know, uh, focused on, they weren't Americans. Margaret Rashford, he's British. I can't remember the woman's name, but she was Canadian. And did they do good things? Yes, they did. But none of their achievements compared to what Prince Harry has done. But this person feels like he doesn't deserve it. And oh, let me stick the knife in Prince Harry and turn it because William was handed something that he did not deserve or earn. His daddy gave it to him, and Harry should be jealous. That's what they want. They want Harry to be jealous. They want Harry to want them. They want Harry to want to come back. And I, as an American, I don't get that. Because one thing about Americans, we move on. We move on. It just don't make sense to me. But let's compare this article, this nonsense, to the article from People. But first, I want to cover the article from People back in 2012. And this is Prince Harry receiving that award from Colin. This is Prince Harry receiving that award from Colin Powell. They didn't have no problem with that. As long as he was a member, well, he's still a member of the royal family, but as long as he was so-called working royal, and which is no such thing, because of the fact that they just made that up to justify their unfairness towards Harry and Meghan, that they couldn't be half in and half out. But I thank God for them not taking half in and half out. It's best to be all out with that bunch. But I digress. You see, Harry, it was a big production, and Harry came and accepted that award. And the name of the award was, let's see what the name of it was, the 2012 Distinguished Humanitarian Leadership Award. And it was given to Harry for his work with veterans. Same thing he doing now, but on a grander scale. But yet and still, back then he was, they were okay with an award for that. And Harry hadn't did half as much as he has done today. But somehow today he's unworthy. Do you see how full of they are? All right, let's go to the People um, article that just came out. And they got some, if you have the opportunity, go to the People's website, the People Magazine's website, and look at it. They have the best pictures on here of Harry. Look at this one. Can you see it? That's our Harry. That's our Harry. And look at this one. This is, I love the pictures. So if you have the opportunity, go on people.com and look at the article. It has great pictures. Okay, this is the title of the article. Now, you heard the title of that nonsense that Richard Eden wrote. I don't even know that Harry. Who is that Harry they talking about? The one that they want, and the jealous one that cares. Because if Harry cared, he would have stayed. He cared. Harry went where he cared, and that was with Meghan and his baby. He was willing to give up all those trappings, all them holes in the shoes, all them old raggedy houses, all that starvation, all that humiliation. Megan said that they would just absolutely just talk to Harry any kind of way. Megan said, this is the word she said, berate my husband. And he is supposed to have some kind of feelings about that. Now he in a position he does what he wants to do. If he wants to stay in the bed, he stay in the bed. If he want to go, he go. He is free. Just like my video yesterday, they are free. It's freedom. But they want to be wanted so badly. They want Harry to want to be in the order of the thistle, walk around with the funny hats. They think all that stuff is a flex. Harry has been Americanized. We as Americans look at that stuff and think, ew, who would want to do that? Now, do we like British architecture? And I want to go to the what is the Cod Hills or something like that? What I saw, but and I know Ireland is part of the UK, so I would love to go to Ireland, but Ireland don't really claim Great Britain, so that's a whole nother story. But they want Harry to miss them. They want Harry to want that stuff because in their mind, that is the cream of the crop. This is what you strive for in society. But here in America, we don't care about none of that. We look at that and we make fun of them. I saw uh, Charles and William walking around in their robes, and Homilla and the Hohart walking around in their robes and whatnot, and I had a chuckle. I almost cackled. And that's the way we feel about it here in America. It is so funny to us to see that nonsense. And Harry has become more Americanized. And he is now on the outside looking in. And he can see how stupid it all looks. I'm sorry, y'all, about the lighting. But I said that to say this. Let's get into this article real quick before my ring light dies. It says how Prince Harry, the Invictus Games are transforming veterans' lives worldwide. We're healing. It has been a lesson in serving a purpose greater than ourselves, the Duke of Sussex told People in 2022. Prince Harry is being honored for his impact on the veteran community through his Invictus Game Foundation. Let me see if I can do something better with this lighting. Okay, I hope that's a little better. My lighting is going. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just been a long day. As this year's recipient of the Pat Tillman Award for Service at an upcoming ESPY Awards, the Duke of Sussex 39 said this one is for the entire service community. After a decade in the British Armed Forces, including two tours in Afghanistan, Harry founded the Invictus Games in 2004. It really was 2014. He got that wrong. To empower wounded, sick, and injured servicemen and women through sport. The event has since become a worldwide phenomenon, changing the lives of soldiers in dozens of countries. I truly believe that our we, I truly believe that we are at our best when we are in service to others, and the Invictus is all about upholding that value. Let me read that again. I truly believe that we are at our best when we are in service to others. You remember how Richard Eden wanted to paint Harry as being self-serving? Isn't it funny that he could never have been a founder of the Invictus Game if he had been self-serving? So that whole article that Richard Eden put on there for clicks, clickbait, and for the haters and the trolls and those deranged women that sit on podcasts, I saw that today too. That old Yankee Wally saying all kinds of stuff out of pocket about Harry and this award. And all those women. And you should see them. You should see those women. When I said trolls, the troll doll actually looks better than they do. And that's why they so mad. If I looked like that, I would probably be mad too. I hope I wouldn't be. But you should see them with their haircuts that look like they put a bowl on their head and just cut all the way around. These are the women who are hating and spewing hate upon Harry and Meghan. And that Yankee Wally encouraging them. And her, we all know how she looked. Sometime I'm gonna censor myself, but I'll say this: God be knowing what He doing. He be knowing what He doing. They look like that because God knows what He is doing. So I'm gonna end this podcast, and I'm gonna say this: the Daily Fails version of Harry and the People magazine's version of Harry are diverse to each other. But when the intro video for Prince Harry is done, before Prince Harry receives his award, it's going to shut it all down. Richard Eden is going to have to, he going to have to report on that. And it's my prediction that once that intro video is played, Harry is going to get a standing ovation after he gives a great speech that is going to be Invictus centered, veteran centered. It is not going to be about him. He's going to make it about others because that's who he is. He's going to get another standing ovation. And I am going to be on here screaming and enjoying every bit of it. That's my prediction. And y'all, I am so sorry about how late it is, and I'm so sorry about my lighting. My ring light is dying, and I know I'm look like I'm dark, but I meant I was gonna get a podcast out today. Y'all have a good rest of your night, and just let's wait. I know it's been hard. It's been hard for me. All the nonsense that's been coming out of Mary Tillman. Her problem with her daughter-in-law has become a vehicle for them to tear Prince Harry down. It's been hard, but it all is going to be okay because Harry is going to show up and he is going to show out. All right, y'all. See you later. And like I said, I'm sorry about the lighting, y'all. Bye.